Oh, hey, you ain't lying. Wish my boss would see that. Anyway,
We jumping straight into it because we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Go ahead and drop that funky intro, bro.
oh man, yeah, we're gonna have a good time today. Hello, and welcome to episode 215, feeling mean of the Super Weapon Podcast, most overpowered podcast on the internet. It's your boy Darius the Artist, and as always, got my co-host DC here with me today.
What up, though, baby? We got to represent. I got my jersey on.
Ooh, big game tomorrow for those guys.
Yeah. And then I got the black one, so that means I got that black Air Force energy in the building. You feel me?
Ooh.
So shout out to all my what up doers. You know what I'm saying?
What up, doers? The Detroiters.
Yeah. We got to play them Bills tomorrow, baby. We need the energy.
Oh,
we need
man.
the energy.
That's going to be a good game. I'm actually excited to watch that, man.
Yeah, Yeah.
Rooting for the boys.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be real with you, man. It's a nail biter. I'm a little nervous, man.
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good game.
This is a true test.
Could be a Super Bowl preview. That's what they're calling it.
That's what a lot of people are saying. And
could be. Go Sports.
I love the fact that my team is playing tough teams because we need to be battle tested at all times. I need my boys to be ready, but that's neither here nor there. We got to jump into this because we got a lot to talk about. Today will be, I don't even know what to call it. We'll just be talking about things that we love.
I mean, we had the Game Awards this week. As we mentioned last episode, if you guys were here, or our audio listeners, the Game Awards was December 12th, this past Thursday, and it was a 10-year anniversary. I didn't know it was a 10-year anniversary until the day of. Because it doesn't feel like it's been 10 years of the Game Award show, and I think it's changed a lot.
Geoff Keighley, right?
Yeah, 10 years of the Keigleys, as they like to call it. Shout out to Geoff, man. I know he gets a lot of hate on the internet. A lot of people don't like the guy.
Is it because it's Canadian tuxedo?
Nah, I think honestly, man, like
the shoes.
I think it's just because, and we'll talk about like the show itself, like because I watched a good bit of it. I didn't watch the entire thing.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
I watched it all this morning.
Compared to last year, I think they did a fantastic job. There was even a point where they even acknowledged a lot of the layoffs and stuff that were going on. But I think he's just faced a lot of criticism because he was the one that stepped in, when E3 kind of started to wind down, and it essentially just died out, and so people were kind of looking to the next thing. And as we know, there's a lot of opinions and stuff on the internet. Like I think he's an okay guy. I don't know him personally. I don't know him to hate him. I'll say that. And I think it's good that he's doing. I mean, I don't agree with everything that he does, obviously, but this type of stuff is good to see because we get announcements not just one time of the year, which is typically the summer months, but you have something to look forward to as the year kind of closes out. And I do look forward to the Game Awards for that very reason. But yeah, so you said you watched the show. I thought it was magnitudes better than last year. We did talk about last year's show. If you guys didn't check that out,
I go as far as to say something that y'all gonna think I'm on their payroll. They did a damn good job, man.
They did. I think it was a great show. I understand it starts a little bit later, because it's in California, so it's not great for the East Coasters. But the show itself, it didn't feel like they were focusing more so on ads and everything like that, but we got a lot of great announcements, for 2025 and beyond. I really feel like, this is something I was thinking about. I was talking to my coworker yesterday about this. We had a lot of consolidation in the industry, a lot of layoffs, as they still continue to happen, right? But you really started to see a lot of that stuff like 4 or 5 years ago, and I think we're starting to see a lot of those studios games are starting to we're kind of peeling the curtain back on that. Because I don't want to say 2024 was a slow year by any means at all, because it wasn't. But I really think next year is going to be like a banger year, 12 months straight of like hot game releases. And it's, if even half of these games come out along with all the other announcements we got earlier this year, I just like you said, I don't think there's any reason anybody who enjoys games can complain, because there's something for everybody that they showed off. So, as is typical fashion, we will talk about the things that we are personally interested in. We may not get to everything because there are some conversations that need to be had about some announcements that I think is that are very interesting. But I'm gonna give you the floor, man. Let's just start it off like we always do. You know, what was your the first thing you want to talk about? Doesn't have to be your most anticipated, anything like that. But what was one game that you saw that kind of like got you hyped, man? Because like I said, there's a lot of announcements. There were a lot of great announcements.
What did I see to get me hyped?
Yeah,
Well, first of all, let's drop the overview. I'm gonna drop the overview real quick. All in all, like I said, the show was leaps and bounds better than what it was last year. To be honest with you, I didn't even think last year's was that bad. I thought last year's was pretty good too. But this year is the sequencing, the things that they decided to do as far as like entertainment wise. Like I'm a big music guy, so I enjoyed like.
Did you enjoy the Snoop Dogg presentation?
Orchestra. I enjoyed all that because it's like it's kind of just hard to hate Snoop. He could have went up there and like farted in the mic,
right?
And, like Snoop just doing side quests. Him and Shaq are in competition to see who could just do the most random stuff in life.
Yeah,
and I'm here for it. So I just thought all of it like, and I really, I didn't get the guy's name, but one thing I do want to harp on is them speaking on the layoffs and the one guy who kind of created the hub to where people could find jobs.
Yeah.
I really want to get that guy's name and see like if he has socials and stuff, because I think what he was doing was very, very, very important. He wasn't getting paid for this or nothing. Like he created a whole website and hub for people in the industry to find jobs once they
get his name.
I have him up right here on the video part where they were talking about him, and I still don't see his name, but I'm gonna get his information because I feel like that guy is like, to do something that big and to just do it out of the kindness of your heart. Like he's not getting paid for this or anything. He just wanted to help people. I think that should be highlighted. So yeah, I wanted to harp on that because they did talk about the layoffs and how it affect people, and it's just not one of those solutions where it's just one simple thing we can do. It's going to take like, a lot of resources and a lot of people coming together to kind of like figure these things out. But I'm glad they did talk about it and just like didn't sweep it under the rug and act like it didn't happen,
Agreed.
Which that's one of the biggest things I took away from the whole show. Besides that, the announcements, and to me, like I listen to a lot of music, so sequencing, like when I listen to music, like I don't know if other people do this, but I rearrange my playlist on a lot of the music I listen to, because I feel like it's just better. Like I don't like to go from a sad song to like a club song. So like I literally sequence my songs in my Apple Music.
Yeah.
But I say that to say this. I think the way everything was set up it was really good. You could tell they put thought into it.
Yeah.
The announcement of new games and stuff like Witcher 4 and stuff like that. Like they spaced it out so, you had like an indie set. Like they'll show these little indie games. Like it was one game that was actually created by the creators of Core Keeper, but it looked like the same game. It just looked like they put it on a 2D side scroller. It literally seems like it has the same theme as Core Keeper, but you had these little independent pockets, as I like to call them. They'll throw out these little bitty independent games like, yo, check this out. You'll have some music or whatever. You'll have the young lady who was hosting. She'll get up there, start talking. Then maybe they'll show a big game. Then they'll show something else. And like, it was just, it ran smoothly, man, to say the least. Like, I really, really enjoyed how everything was set up. The sequencing was very good. The producers of the show, hand clap for you guys.
Hand claps.
Definitely.
Tips. Yeah, for sure.
2024 Gamer Awards was leaps and bounds. It set the bar pretty high. I want to see what they're going to do next year. So
I agree, man.
We ain't going to talk about games yet, but yeah, that's just that on the gist of the show as a whole. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I watched the whole thing too this morning. I got up at 5:00. got some breakfast, sat down, and I
Yeah.
even watched a lot of the stuff before they actually get to the
Like the
awards.
pre-show stuff. Yeah, the pre-show stuff was
Mhm.
cool. They showed some. There were some pretty cool announcements on that too. And I think that's it's funny you mentioned like the layoff announcements and stuff that they did. I think that's where a lot of criticism came from last year's show too, because they didn't really speak on that, and Geoff doesn't really comment on things like controversial topics in the industry. And I feel like people look at him as like a leader in the space and expect people have expectations of you to say or do certain things
Mhm.
when you're looked at as a leader in a particular space. And while I wish last year they would have done something, it's good that they're making proper steps towards at least acknowledging that there is an issue in the industry, because there is. And it's not just a lot of people just look at like AAA like that's the only problem. It's not. Even in like the AA indie space, there are issues with this. There's these same issues, with people not being able to pay their developers or studios closing because games don't, you know, sell as well as people would hope. And, we've talked about it at length on the show. Like, I don't know what the true ultimate answer is, but, this show at least gave me hope that the industry is still going strong despite all the issues that it's having at the moment. And, the best way to turn things around is obviously to support the games that you're excited about. And I truly do hope that, we'll obviously continue this conversation. I would love maybe next year to try to get some developers on so we can hear their point of view and stuff, because I think it'll do better for people to hear from people that are actually working in the industry versus, us reporting on news or just giving our opinions about things. But yeah, the show itself was awesome, man. I have quite a few games I want to talk about, but like I said, I do want to just give you, because I'm sure there's going to be a few that we'll definitely cross paths on. But what's the first game you want to kind of like highlight as far as announcements went?
Oh, let me look. And the guy named, by the way, who created that hub for people to find work, it's wait, I just had it.
Hey, what's
Come
going on,
on.
Darkstar?
I got too many tabs up. His name is Amar Satvat. I think I'm
Savat,
saying it.
that's what it is.
Savat. Oh Lord.
Yeah,
Hey, don't never get me to
I
say
think it's
names.
Amar
I'm
Savat.
gonna. Yeah, that guy needs like the biggest round of applause, man, because people like him is the reason why we see change. Because this guy just got up one day and was like, "Hey, I see people going through it. I want to see what I can do to help out." And a lot of people in the industry, he got the
Yeah.
Game Changer award because of it,
Yes.
and he deserved it.
And Winnie did put it in
Well
chat.
deserved.
Thank you, Winnie, for that.
Weenie, you're the GOAT. Thank you.
Please check that out, guys, if you're in chat. If you're interested in it,
I'm
spread it
horrible.
around.
Yeah, go get that guy a high five, man. Go show him some love wherever the heck if he have any socials or anything. And yeah, I think he deserves that shout out. But getting back to what you said, what game stood out? Let me look in my notes on
What's
Mitele.
DC hype about, man? What gets you going?
Well, I told you this morning what I was hype about, but then I got cussed
We
out.
could talk about it if you want. We could talk
No,
about.
I got cussed out. I got cussed
we
out.
could talk about Witcher.
And no, The Witcher, it's just too obvious. That's just the go-to. I just feel like I got cussed out.
I didn't.
You said very sternly that we were going to have a talk in Discord. It was stern behavior. But look at that. Just any reason to use his new phone, Shaq. Just don't mind. Ooh.
Oh man.
Oh.
That's so funny.
We got some shit up in here. Let me see.
Amir,
I'm gonna go with one of my Amir. Yeah, he deserved that proper respect. I'm sorry, Amir. I destroyed your name. But I destroy everybody's name, even my own. Let's go with Ninja Gaiden.
Ooh, okay. I did want to
I'm gonna
this
tell
too,
you
yeah.
because I'm gonna tell you.
Where is it?
Memories as a child playing that game has scarred me for life. Yeah.
I'll pull up the trailer because this game was actually really cool. It's a good shout out.
Hey, anything that is 2D side scrolling is my shit. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Ninja Gaiden Rage Bound is what this is called. This was actually pretty freaking cool. I like this. I like this game a lot. I'm glad you actually brought this up because you don't really get 2D side scrollers highlighted as much unless like typically you'll get like the roguelikes or the those types of games in this style. I don't know if this is a roguelike or not, but I do enjoy the style of this, and it looks like Ryu
And
is
if
training
people don't
someone.
know, wait, go back a little bit. For people who don't know, who's not as old as my old ass, if you go back to that beginning scene, that was from the original game, the
Yeah.
original Nintendo. When they jump up in the air and like slice each other, that
Yeah.
was like, dude, when I tell you that was the coolest shit we ever saw as kids. Like we wanted to be ninjas. I wish my brother was in chat. He would tell this part right here.
Oh,
This was in
man.
the original game. All this is from the original Nintendo game. But it looks so. You could probably pull it up on here on YouTube. Like it was so. Like, cause it was what was it? The sprites.
Yeah.
It was like the little Nintendo sprites,
And they were
bro.
just like running, yeah.
And the run like looked
Oh.
so cheesy. But this game brings back a lot of memories for me because with the side scrolling, I know they had like the Ninja Gaiden where it was like the 3D one that came out like maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, there's
maybe?
been a few Ninja Gaiden. They were really popular on like the 360 era. I played a few of those there. It's been a while since we've gotten a Ninja Gaiden game.
To take it to this kind of style
Yeah.
is what definitely this is a must have for me. Like this is
This
not
shit
even
looks
a
incredible.
thought.
Yeah.
And if it plays like the original Nintendo one, it's probably going to be hard as all hell. Like Ninja
for
Gaiden
sure, yeah.
have been known to be like difficult games, all of them.
Because I wonder if this is like a sequel or if this is some just like a new entry in the series. I didn't see a lot of like write ups on the game. Like I'm sure they're out there, but just like I mentioned, like I really didn't get my first taste of Ninja Gaiden until like the early Xbox era. Playing Ninja Gaiden 1, Ninja Gaiden 2, and stuff like that. Like these are. And even was it Ninja Gaiden Sigma and Ninja Gaiden Black? Like there's been so many like different iterations of the 3D games, and just like you mentioned, like combat and the challenge of these games is always incredibly high, and it's satisfying though. Like I don't. There's only a few times when I've played Ninja Gaiden where I feel like I've gotten cheated, and it's usually like fighting the camera in the 3D games. So it doesn't
A
like
lot
you.
of people. Yeah. Hey, I sent you the original intro in the Discord. Go ahead and show
Bet.
the chat
Okay.
that.
Let me see if I can pull it.
Oh God, it looks so funny. It looks so cheesy, bro. But we thought this shit was all the hype, bro.
Yeah. That was a good pick, man. I do think this is gonna be cool. Summer 2025. I'm curious if it'll hit early summer. I kind of hope it avoids the fall, because as we talk with about some of these games, the fall is going to be pretty stacked, I think, for next year. As we get through this little ad real quick. No, don't play for YouTube Premium. Get off my back, chat. Thanks, appreciate it.
Hey, I'm saving money. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm not paying for YouTube Premium. I don't care about
$89. No, I will not. Sorry.
Absolutely not. But yeah, so yeah,
You might just
19.
speed it up just a little bit. 1989.
1989, man. That's insane.
Where were you at, chat?
I was -2. That's how old I was.
Oh my God, you wasn't even a thought. Well, look at this. Look at this.
This is actually cool.
Yeah.
What a callback, man.
Oh, look at that run. Look at that run.
Oh, man.
Man, we thought this was the shit. You couldn't tell us nothing.
Isn't
Everybody
it
wanted to
funny
be a ninja.
going back and seeing stuff like this? Because when you were a kid, I'm sure this probably looked like 4K, like ultimate.
We thought it was the shit.
Yeah.
And this was around that ninja era when it was like 3 ninjas. It was all kinds of
Oh
ninja
my
shit
God,
happening.
3 ninjas. The 90s and 80s were pretty big on ninjas. That's so funny, man. What
Why
was
is
the
his
one?
knees touching?
Was it
Like, it's just crazy. Why he's standing like that?
Gosh, what was the one actor, the comedian who passed? Was it Beverly Hills Ninja? Is that the name of the movie I'm thinking of? We're getting off topic here, off the rails, but this is awesome. Yeah.
You scroll over a little bit and look at that. Oh man, look at this, man. Then I wanted a sword. Then I had
Ninja Gaiden Rageborn, taking it back to the original. This is super cool, man. That was fire. Okay, that's cool. I like that. That was a good pick, man. Okay. So I have a couple obvious choices, but I like that you did that. You went off the rails there. So there's this one game that's coming out. It's called Dispatch. I don't know if you saw the trailer for this. This game is by the makers of the former studio that worked on Tales from the Borderlands.
Crispy clean. I like the graphics there.
The Walking Dead, like those kind of choose your own adventure games. So that studio left Telltale. Those developers left Telltale and they started their own studio called Ad Hoc. And so this is their first game that they announced, and this shit looks absolutely incredible. It's called Dispatch. You are a former hero who is working in an office essentially for this hero association, and you are dispatching heroes to like crime scenes and stuff. And this
is what I'm talking about. There's so many different types of games
this looks,
like where people can't complain, bro.
Yeah, like this looks absolutely fucking incredible, man. Like, cause this definitely gives me
My Hero,
like My Hero, The Boys, kind of that vibe, because a lot of the characters, this is the main guy you play. According to the story in the trailer, he was injured and his suit was destroyed. And it's just like the stuff is so funny. Like the comedy and stuff is hilarious. Like I'm all for this. Like this just looks absolutely incredible. I love the art style.
Good games, holy hell, man.
Yeah, this reminds me of God, what was that game that came out a couple years ago that Shadow dropped on Xbox? The music game. Yes, Chris Farley. Thank you, Ivan. I'm all over the place, but
same, Weenie. Yeah, like to get these different types of games, like I don't want to hear anyone complaining, man. Like it's just so many.
Nah, it just looks so good. Like I can't wait to play this to see. Yeah.
When I'm making my list, these are the kind of games that I'm not just like picking these games just to be different, but I'm picking these games because I actually like them. But then I want to show people that there's just so many different genres and different types of games besides, first person shooters and sports games and stuff. Like this game looks so fun. Like you can kind of just chill, and it's just like an interactive movie almost,
Yeah, and it looks like, just from the trailer, Darkstar pointed it out too. It looks like you'll have choices on who to send. And I'm assuming certain heroes will be better for certain jobs, and
almost like a puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so I'm sure there's going to be like multiple endings and everything like that. Like I'm pretty sure there's heroes that hate each other, that won't work well together. Like this just looks like something I really want to play, and I'm definitely going to pick this up day one. Like this is so funny. Sorry to people in chat. I'll play if you guys stick around after chat. We can watch a couple of these trailers, like with the audio. I just don't play it because we're recording for podcasts and stuff. But like you guys have to hear the audio in this game. Like just watching the trailer doesn't do it justice. It's so fucking funny, man. Like it just looks incredible.
Look at that little doggy.
Yeah,
look at that little doggy.
No release date on this, of course. 2025. Once again, I hope this game hits and there's time for people to enjoy this and not have to worry about the fall rush for games like this. I hope this comes out like early next year, because I really do want to play this. Like this looks great, man.
Dispatch, for those who don't know.
Yeah, it's called Dispatch. Especially since we're never getting Wolf Among Us 2. That's never coming out, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, man,
they're so good at these types of games. So
I love the choose your own adventure games, man. Like even when I played the original Walking Dead, like Telltale's Walking Dead, like that game was stressful in all the right moments. Like you really cared about the characters and stuff. Like the writing is really good, and that's something that Telltale has always been really good at, or the developers from Telltale. You don't really have these types of games being made much anymore. So I'm glad that we're starting to, hopefully this is like, a good start for them. Like, cause I definitely want to check this out. So
using good old Clementine.
Yeah. Silk Song is never coming out either. That's Half-Life 3 territory as far as I'm concerned now, Darkstar. But yeah, that was the game I wanted to talk about.
Oh man,
yeah.
That was see. You know what's crazy? Because I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I think this was during the pre-show. I don't remember seeing this during the show myself either. But like I said, I didn't watch the
definitely
entire
one
show,
of them ones, man. I like the concept of it all.
Yes.
So I guess I'll just how do you top that, chat? Well, let's see what I can dig in my goodie bag. Another reason to show my phone. Don't mind me.
Oh,
Just
as
being
he talks
corny.
to the AI on his phone. Oh,
Yeah, well, hey, pull up what I was looking at yesterday.
hey Siri.
No, not that.
Stupid.
Nasty ass phone. Yeah, but let's see, because I'm trying not to go with the obvious ones.
You can. It's
because-
okay. I mean, we got to talk
No,
about them
I want to
eventually.
dig deep in my bag, man. Let me see what I. All right, this is for my cozy folks. All right, before we get into the heavy shit,
Caught.
let's get cozy. All right.
You gonna talk about?
This is because I love. If you haven't played Unpack,
I already know what you're about to
Game
say.
Pass,
Yep.
it's the moving game, but I can't think of the name.
Home.
Of it.
It's called Home, I think.
Wait. No, it's not. It's called One Move Away.
One move away. I said home like a
You're
fucking
basically
idiot.
just you're. So basically, the premise of this game is you're basically just packing your car to move.
Yeah, this looks great, man. I'm glad you mentioned this.
And if you guys haven't played Unpacked, which is one of my favorite puzzle games, you're doing the
Yeah.
same thing, but you're moving in the house. So you're putting all your stuff in the house, and you think it's easy, but it's like a puzzle. Like
Yeah.
these games, like you have to put them in just right. It's like Tetris. Think of it like that.
Is this
So-
multiplayer? I'm not sure, Weenie. That's a good
I don't
question.
think so. I don't think it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it's just one of these like weird, relaxing games that I like to play.
It's
when
just
I'm
like you
just
called it
chilling.
cozy, man. Like, I
Yeah,
showed
yeah.
I showed Lisa this. And she's so funny. She made me laugh because she said this game gives her anxiety, like the idea of packing, and
It does me
and
too.
I get it.
Yes, that's why I like it.
Yeah.
Now go give them show them. Let's pull up Unpack real quick.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, right. To where
And
your friends
just to
can't
show
help you
'em, like-
move, right?
Oh yeah, well, we know about that, don't we, guys? We've been moving all over Atlanta.
Can't give them pizza and food and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Unpacking is my original jam. All right.
Yeah.
I
This
love
does
this
look.
game.
This
I
does have
love it.
very.
This
like,
is game of the
unpacking,
year every year. This is game of the year every year for me. I don't care what nobody say. I love this game. I still play this game to this day. Look at that. Look at that. To my audio listeners,
Yeah, this game is really cool, and it's like
Join
telling.
us.
It's like telling a story too, right? Like
it's like a little story. It's not too involved. Like,
Yeah.
You're just coming up through life, basically.
Do you want to play it? Yeah, we're gonna play One Move Away.
Actually,
I
I did stream this, didn't I? I did stream this game like a long time
I think you
ago.
did. Yeah, when it first came out, like some years ago. I think you
I
streamed for a
love this
little bit.
game, man. But yeah, if you want to just get your chill on, and then this is kind of like a cool game to play with your significant other as well.
Yeah, this
Just
looks
like
really
something
cool.
chill. But yeah, that's my pick, man. Moving. I want to move on along.
Turn your traumas into games, guys. That's really the big thing here. If you're not catching on yet, because we've
we're
all
gonna stream. We're gonna speak about me streaming too. I'm gonna talk to Darius about that because I'm just gonna pay him to come over here and set up all my shit.
okay.
'cause
You
I'm
don't
lazy.
have to pay me for anything, but okay. We'll talk about that. Sure.
I'll give you
Definitely.
peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for sure.
Okay.
So what's your game?
All right, so let's just get this out of the way. I want to talk about Borderlands. I feel like we just
we keep running.
we
from it.
gotta talk about Borderlands 4, man. So we finally got our first look at a real look at the game, and I read a little bit about some of the developer interviews afterwards. So my initial impressions of this were not as good as I would have hoped. Let me say this. I liked everything I saw but the Vault Hunters. The Vault Hunters were my least favorite part of the trailer. I am still very excited for Borderlands 4, but I'm worried that this game can't just be okay next year, in my opinion, right? Like with as many heavy hitters that we possibly have releasing next year, I don't want Borderlands to get buried because we've talked about Borderlands 3 before, and I think it was just okay. I think it's worth a playthrough at least once, but if you go back and look at 1 and 2 versus 3, people will typically prefer the first 2 entries versus the third one, and I feel like this game has potential, especially like I said, we're reading some of the like what they have planned for this. This game's going to apparently be a lot more open. I will say my favorite thing from Borderlands 3 was the combat itself. Here's the Vault Hunters. Hold on, let's go back and we'll pause on these guys here. So these are the 4 Vault Hunters here. We don't have names or anything for them yet. I'm gonna tell you, like, and I told Lisa this. I this right here. Don't give me the Killmonger hairstyle anymore, man. I don't want to see this again, bro.
I don't think.
Come on, man.
That's it. Is it?
Come on, man. Her hair is going to one side. I'm sure it's shaved on the sides. We haven't seen like full profiles of the characters.
Well, you know what? We could blame Cassie for the shave. So I'm just
Come on, man.
Hey, Cassie. No, Cassie. No.
It's close. It's too close for me, man. Like this.
It's too close.
It's just a little. This is just a little too close. I'm nitpicking here, right? Of course, but I think like as far as like art style and everything, the game looks incredible. It looks honestly like a good mix between like Borderlands 1 and 3. Kind of gritty, but you still have some of like the bright colors and neon things like that.
Wait, stop it. Pause it on her. Go back.
Oh, hold on. Let's go back.
Audio listeners, that's why you need to join us live because we're going to deep dive here. We're looking at it. Oh, you went back way too far. Like, go back to the intro where they was walking in, all the Vault Hunters. Then right after that, they show her on the side. I want to see her hair. All right, stop. Go. All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah, it's shaved.
Wait,
shaved.
Right here. Stop.
It's shaved.
Oh, no. Oh, but you know what? She looks like the smart scientist in the group.
Yeah, there's been some speculations about like what each Vault Hunter does, and like I said, I think the strong suits from 3 were the combat, the character building, and the movement tech. Like they introduced mantling in Borderlands 3, and they also introduced the ability to slide. And they were talking about, like in an interview I read with Borderlands 4, they were talking about you have a grapple hook. I think it shows up at some point in the trailer. Like one character's like grappling. Yeah. Which I'm excited for that stuff, right? But I need to know more about like the end game. What are the things we're gonna be chasing? Like, looter shooters are always about loot. Look, as I talk about it, as it's raining from the sky. But I just want this. I don't want this just to be another Borderlands game. I hope they push the formula forward. We've talked about like looter shooters at length and how I think the industry's starting to get tired of them, honestly. So I hope that here's the grapple hook. Yeah, so it looks like you'll have the ability, not just on any surface. It looks like you can just grapple on certain points on the map, like the little square there. But
I hope not, because that would be a mistake.
Yeah. Thanks.
Don't
like I really just
grappling one little point.
Yeah.
Like, give you freedom of movement, let you kind of get wild with the grapple. You know what I mean? Like just throw that shit anywhere.
Yeah, and I mean they said they've been working on this game since before 3 launched. So I hope we get some sort of like more gameplay details. I mean, the enemies look very interesting. That was the main villain. I think he's called the Timekeeper that we just saw at the end there.
The Handsome Keeper.
Right. He's going to be compared to Handsome Jack, of course.
No matter what.
No matter what, man. Greatest Borderlands villain of all time. Like, as long as we don't get more of what we got in 3 as far as story goes, like.
I'm going to just be real with you, man. I'm going to be 100% real with you. I'm living in my truth today. I forgot about 3. Totally forgettable.
It's fun. It's fun for one playthrough. Like it is. Like I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy it.
Like I've been trying to take up for it. I feel like I've been standing up for that game, and I shouldn't have.
and been taking
it's
haymakers.
Very forgettable to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not a bad game. It's just when it comes to Borderlands, like I still have fond memories of 1 and 2.
Right.
Like 2 and 1. Some people, say 2 is probably the best so far. I have fond memories of 1 and 2. Like 3, I couldn't even tell you like any moment in the game that stood out or
right something that was that really
one-liners. Like,
yeah.
I really think they messed up with the antagonist in that game. I think that was a strong mess up. Hopefully they course corrected in this one. Hopefully, we have someone who's like not giving us old like, Kim K quotes, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think that was a mistake going towards like the streamer angle. I think it was a mistake because the game was a few years too late for that time in the internet.
Mm-hmm. You just have to be funny on your own merit. Like, don't try to capture the trends. because you can't really capture
Yeah.
the trends with games if your game gonna get pushed back. Because then you're missing the trend. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
man. And honestly, like, I think the thing that makes, like, story wise, Borderlands, like, they do a great job of, like, mixing comedy with serious moments. And I think they did that a really good job of that in Borderlands 2, where you had, you know, quirky, weird characters, but you also had Handsome Jack. He had, like, that kind of like that duality as well. Like, yeah, I'm going to make these jokes, but, I'm still
I'm
trying
gonna
to,
kill
I'm
you.
still trying to kill everyone, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it's just one of those things, like, I don't know, especially after that movie. Like, I feel like Borderlands, like, its popularity in the gaming industry right now is at an all time low because of the last couple of years. As far as like decision making. I mean, even was it Tiny Tina's Wonderlands? I didn't hear great things about the end game for that. It looked like something really fun. Worth playing. Like I said, a good once over, but when you have as many games that are supposedly coming out next year, like, this could get buried under a lot of, like, this could just be an okay game, and I don't want
But
that
the
for Borderlands.
DLC, like the DLC is
Yeah.
what, you know what I mean? Like, we not really even getting any good DLC. I know the last one had like DLC, but it wasn't
They
nothing
were they
really
were
to
all right.
me.
They were all right.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's just like a lot of it was very forgettable, and this franchise needs a definite, like, robust reboot, like, to bring
I
them.
think so too. I agree.
Yeah, so I think this one is really going to have to hit on all cylinders. The characters are going to, the Vault Hunters that you play are going to have to be interesting. The villain is definitely going to have to make up for that bullshit that they did the last time, and
And the third
I'm
one
just
just was a
looking at the
little
vault.
too long too. Like, some
It
of
was
the
no, was it long, Darius, or was it boring?
I think it honestly. I think the story was. I think it drug on a little too long. I think there were certain parts, especially when you're running through some of the environments in 3, especially at that one planet. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it. The last one.
The planet idea was
It's just
good,
it's very
but
barren, and there's not like a whole lot to do in between enemy camps and stuff.
yeah,
So
it was poorly paced. Like, once again,
yeah.
sequencing it
Yeah.
matters.
And of
Folks.
course,
I'm trying to tell
of
you.
course, Tina, there's no guns with legs. Yes, of course, you can't forget that.
And yes, that's another thing. That is another thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad she brought that up
Can't forget that.
because they need to go dumb, stupid, wild with these weapons. I want to see some really creative,
Yeah.
mind blowing shit.
Yeah,
I think
I
that's all I
mean,
have about
I just
that.
like I
And the
said, man,
characters
like
look a little dry, but hey,
I really want this game to succeed, but it can't just be, the typical Borderlands formula. You beat the game and then you start farming bosses. Save, quit farming. Like, I don't want to do that shit anymore. Like, I I don't want to do any of that anymore.
try to create something new, like bringing a whole new twist to farming.
Yeah.
Like, start thinking a little further than
So,
what you're used
I mean,
to.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna buy it. But
Mhm.
I'm cautious. I'm very cautious about this. My expectations are super low for this game right now. I hope they prove me wrong because I love Borderlands and I don't want to see it fade to black. Just like
Do we get big battles like what we're looking at on the screen?
I mean, for everything from what they're saying, the game is a lot more open, and if you guys played the end of the main story of Borderlands 3, you knew that there was a war coming in the universe. So I'm assuming we're going to be traveling to different planets, opening different vaults on those planets. And, I hope that they reflect that. I mean, I will say there was one, I forget the name of the city you were in Borderlands 3, but there was one that kind of felt like a large battle, which I thought was cool. But outside of that,
I definitely wouldn't mind seeing some big.
especially if you have 4-player co-op, right? Like, you need more enemies. Don't just make the enemies harder to kill. Don't just up their health pools. Like, give me more things to shoot at. I think that would be actually really cool. I mean, hey, that could very well happen because this is a current gen title. This isn't for last gen like Borderlands 3 was. Like, it wasn't in between generations. So hopefully we get to that point where, we see some of the next gen, power being utilized correctly for this game. So, we'll see. I wanted to talk about it because I'm a fan of Borderlands, like I said, and
One quick question.
yeah.
Do we get a Borderlands movie 2?
No, absolutely not. There's
You
no way.
don't answer that.
There's no fucking way. There's no.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
That movie, I don't even think made a tenth of the money back that it spent. It's like
Kevin Hart. Hey, Kevin Hart, go ahead and erase that bullshit.
It was no. He needs to keep it on there, just like Soul Plane.
No, he got better reviews at Kai Cenat's house than that movie, bro. Get that shit out of here, man. That shit was trash.
It was not good, man. That movie was, I think it was on like streaming services a few weeks after it released, which is never a good sign. So,
yeah. Oh yeah, when it goes straight to the hot flicks.
Yeah. It went to like Paramount or Prime or something, like you could rent it.
It did, yeah. Boo. Oh, so is it on me?
Yes, sir. Bouncing the ball back to you.
All right, bouncing the ball back to me for the layup. Swoosh, yay.
Okay,
that's me.
All right, Dirk Nowitzki.
All right, I'm gonna pick this game only because it's going multiplayer, and I feel like I can be carried. I'm just gonna.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Carry me, senpai.
I feel like I know what you're about to say.
Yes, carry me through the Elden Rings of hell, please.
Night Rain, man. This was you talking about surprise? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I freaking hate Elden Ring, so just to throw that out there, I really do. But I feel like being tortured with friends, this could really divide a friendship. I can see this game making us hate each other, and I'm here for the drama. Because it's like, come on, pull your weight, and I'm just back there with. First of all, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm probably gonna have the trashiest build ever because I don't like to look up stuff. And as Beezy says, stop raw dogging them settings. You know. Shout out to my boy Beezy. Wait, where is Beezy at? Probably doing daddy duty. But yeah, all jokes aside, I just honestly. When I found out that, when I first saw this, I was just like, oh God, another Elden Ring. This game has tortured me. Like, this game just makes me scream at people. But when I found out at the end that it was a multiplayer experience, I was like, oh, that's cool, because I could, like, play with my father, play with my friends, probably learn something. I feel like this is almost like a Monster Hunter type experience for me. Like, I really didn't learn how to play it until I started playing with my friends. And I feel like I will become a better Ring of Elden if I play with my friends, because then they'll be like, yo, your build is trash, bro. You got to fix that shit. Like, what are you doing? But I think this could be fun. I wonder what the mechanics are going to be like.
So,
as far as like 4 people, it looked like it's like
3 people. It's 3.
It's 3.
3-player co-op. I thought this was DLC at first until this morning. And so apparently how this game works is the first area of Elden Ring, Limgrave, is what the main setting of this is, but it's all procedural. Like the map, there's slight variations every time you spawn in. And so you like I said, it's 3. So there's 3-player co-op, and you get all your weapons and stuff like loot from the map itself. So I don't think you spawn in with like any particular weapons or anything like that, and you level up as you're playing through the map. And they kind of added I don't want to say like a BR mechanic, but like the with the ring closing in, they call it Night Rain. I guess that's where the name of it comes from. And every so there's 3, I think it's 3 days like per like session. So in each day lasts like 15 minutes in real world time. And at the end of every 15 minutes, there's a boss that spawns. Now, what I found interesting about this is like, it seems like they mixed a lot of combat from a lot of games that they have made before, like Sekiro. There's apparently like a lot of people put me on game with this. Like there's Dark Souls bosses. Some of these bosses that we're seeing in the trailer are from like Dark Souls games. So it's not all just like Elden Ring bosses. And it's all randomized apparently. So
just torture us in all types of ways, huh?
Yeah. So I mean, this looks like super fucking cool to me. Like you have the ability to like wall run, mantle over walls, like stuff you couldn't necessarily do in the main Elden Ring game itself. But I was not expecting this game at all from them. I thought they were just gonna fade to black for a couple years.
Nah, I think they had it in the tuck.
Yeah, they had to.
'Cause
This had to have been like a separate team within FromSoft making this.
it's like Ghost of Tsushima when they came out with their multiplayer.
Sure, yeah,
I
that's a good
feel
point.
like
That's a good point.
I just felt like I felt like this was a idea that they were toying with when Elden Ring was out,
Yeah,
but they didn't. I don't even think they knew they were going to drop this. But I guess with the popularity of Elden Ring, they was just like, you know what, we don't think this is a bad idea.
yeah,
So I think they kind of polished it up, gave it a little polish, and then just was like, you know what, people really, really seem to love Elden Ring, so let's, give the multiplayer a try. I don't know if it will be one of those things where they'll be looking to monetize off of it.
No, they've
'Cause
already said there
it's
won't
just
be any.
weird.
There's no monetization in the game. They've already said.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Okay.
No,
Okay. So you
there's
just
no
buy the
like
game.
there's no battle pass. There's no monetization. They've already come out and
I
which would
really
be
respect that
very
because
weird for them to do.
I
Honestly,
was just about to say that. I was going to say for Elden Ring, I was like, ew, that would kind of turn me off to it
yeah.
if they did that. Because, like, to me, it just don't have no place in the, what are these guys? Firmware?
From software, yeah.
Firm software. I just don't see that in any of their games. So,
I agree.
yeah, I definitely picked this one because I think the multiplayer mechanics is going to be something real interesting to see. I can't wait to see how this works. Who I'm going to play with and who's carrying me.
I think it's gonna be cool. One thing I did like about this that I was because IGN dropped like a 10-minute gameplay preview. Like people have already been playing. Like they've allowed media to play this game. So I'm thinking this is gonna come out a lot sooner in 2025. Obviously we could be wrong on that, but one thing I did like is if you are down, like let's say you lose all your health, you don't die. You have like a meter that your friends have to attack you to break the meter to revive you. So you're not just standing there and pressing a revive key. So like if you play like somebody's playing like a ranged character or somebody does an AoE attack, that assists your teammates with reviving them, which I thought was pretty cool. That's like a different kind of mechanic that you typically see in games. And there's even like a parry mechanic right there. A lot of people saying that's from Sekiro. And I mean, this just looks this looks pretty fucking cool.
This game is just people don't really realize how beautiful Elden Ring is as far as the graphics go.
Yeah.
But these monsters are like real nightmare fuel. Like these are some ugly ass looking creatures, man.
Yeah, like it's pretty nuts. Like and it's this looks super cool, man. Like I said, I wasn't really expecting them to release anything else for the next few years. But I'm glad that we got something from them. I was laughing because when I was watching this and this got previewed live, people were typing in mass typing in the Twitch chat game of the year.
Oh God!
I thought that was pretty fucking funny.
Oh God, it's back.
Nah, man, GTA is gonna win game of the year. Yeah, that's next year, man. GTA.
To the next game. Oh, it's your turn. Oh, enough of you, Elden Ring. Get out.
Yeah, so that's that.
I don't like you.
What's the next one I want to talk about, man?
Off kilter. I got a little off-brand one. I forgot about this game.
You know what? Let's talk about Split Fiction. Actually, I want to talk about this game. This is actually pretty cool. So this is made by the people who made what's the one co-op game? You guys are gonna tell me in chat where you.
What is it? All for one? What?
It's the one where you play with it's like the split screen something two of us or something. God damn it, I can't think of the name of it, man. It's made by the studio It Takes Two. Thank you, Darkstar.
Takes Two. Yeah.
So this is the Haze Light Studios made this game. This just looks so interesting because
it looks like a more action-packed version than Take Two.
Yeah, like I don't really know what to make of the story. It seems like you're just traveling through different genres of pop culture, which I thought was pretty fucking cool. But
no, they explain the story. You're like in a I can't remember. I just watched this morning too.
Is it like some sort of simulation or something? Is that what it is? Or
yeah, you're like in a virtual world.
Hey, that's what it is. Okay, yeah, I'm starting to remember a little bit watching this. Okay, yeah, so you're like in some sort of virtual
like
thing.
Fantasy, and then one is like sci-fi. That's why you got the different looks. The premise of the game is pretty cool. Like I think it's.
I did enjoy the trailer for this though because The guy who previewed it, I guess he's like he's
Oh, that
either
guy
the
was too
head
turned up.
developer or yeah, he was very excited to show this off, man. Like I love the
He
energy he
cussed
was
more
getting
than
off.
I do.
You're right.
I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
guy might be my brother. I don't know.
It was pretty cool. And one thing I will note too, apparently if you buy just one copy of the game, that's all you need to you can gift another copy to your friend to play it. So, and I think they did that with It Takes
Basically
Two as
driving
well.
your friend crazy.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty.
Another game to frustrate your friend with. Yeah. Yeah.
I've always wanted to play It Takes Two. I've never I never checked it out or anything, but I've heard great things about it. And Darkstar said it was Game of the Year 2021, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, I just love the the look and the art style of this game. Apparently you can raise dragons. You got little cute little dragon guys, and like this just looks super
Yeah, I
cool,
think there's
man.
only a level though. From what I watched, I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
one level. And like it goes from these sci-fi worlds to these like fantasy dragon,
Yeah.
Dragon Quest type worlds,
And then one level looked kind of like inspired by Tron,
They're
which
like
I thought was
stuck in
pretty
a
cool.
virtual reality world or something. I forgot. Like the story is
Yeah,
not that bad. I just can't remember it though.
it looks pretty tight, man. Like this looks cool. Like definitely worth a playthrough, I would say.
Originality.
I might
like it.
drag my wife through this or something. I don't know if she'll play it though.
Ooh, look, you could be a pig, and look, you turn into a
But
hot
you
dog.
turn
bro?
into a fucking hot dog on a grill. Like it just looks crazy, man. Like it looks absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a Split Fiction. Like I said, Haze Light, I think is the name of the studio. You only have to buy one copy to play with your friends. And this is another 2025. Like I said, 2025, man, is really stacking up to be very busy.
A year to remember.
Yeah, definitely a year. Oh, it's actually coming out March 6th, so that's coming out way sooner than I thought. You want to be a hot dog? It looks like it just looks fun. I don't know, like a good time.
Hey, if you want to be a hot dog, I'm gonna need you to catch up.
Next game. Next freaking game, man.
Come on, man, that was a good one.
Next freaking game from you, man.
Tough crowd.
Do. There you go. Give you
Come
a little
on, I
rim
need you
shot.
to catch up. Maybe not. All right. Well, this one gives me a little taste of what's the name of that game where you're the car soccer game? What's the name of that game where you a car, but you be playing soccer? Rocket League.
Rocket League. Yes.
So this gives me like the human version of Rocket League.
What is the name of it?
I
know
could
what
be
you're talking
totally
about.
off, but I'm gonna pick Rematch.
That's
the
what
soccer
it is.
game.
You know, this is the studio that made Sifu, right? Which
It
is
looked like it. You could tell.
really strange. Yeah.
You can look at it and you can tell. It definitely, like, the characters, the background is Sifu-ish as it can get.
Imagine
game-
you could throw hands while you were playing this.
This looked like soft FIFA because, like, it looked like something you would play with the homies, because sometimes people just do not be wanting to play FIFA because that shit is long and tiring. Like, if you ever played FIFA, you know what I'm talking
It's
about.
a hard
Those-
game too. It's
It's
hard,
hard,
to beat,
and
man.
those matches are long as shit.
Yeah.
I used to play a lot of this when I was overseas because a lot of my friends were like, overseas, like the culture of soccer is very, very big.
Yeah.
And so FIFA, like when we had downtime, like FIFA was the go-to game. And I think this is like FIFA Lite for me, which will catch my attention because it looks like, like a pickup game of soccer. You know what I'm saying?
For
like
sure. Yeah.
you don't have all the rules and stuff. And it just looks good to me, man. It's something different, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I think it's
I love
live
it.
service
I love the
too.
graphic.
I think I was reading that. I could be wrong, but I think there's some live service elements in the game. So maybe they're making this to fund the next Sifu game or whatever their next combat game will be.
I think this game
know?
is gonna definitely it's gonna be one of these low key games that get like a little following and you never hear about
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
But
yeah.
it's gonna be around. Like it's gonna do numbers. Like it'll be on Twitch. People will be like streaming it on the low. Like I don't see this game like making a lot of noise. But
honestly,
I'm
I
not
could see
saying
this
that
being
in a negative way.
I could see this being
I'm
like a
not saying
Twitch
it in
rival.
a negative way. Yeah, I'm not saying it like in a negative way. I think this game is going to find its own audience, and I think that it'll be around in the background just doing what it do. Like this
Yeah.
game, because a lot of people, since like what was it? Since FIFA has been kind of like deconstructed. I don't know what the hell they call it now. Like people have been kind of
They
like,
just lost the license to call it
yeah.
FIFA. It's still FIFA. They just can't say FIFA on the
I think this is just a
cover,
good
but
alternative, man. It's almost like a NBA Street or something. Like you want something that's
oh
like
man,
not
that's
too
a good
serious.
callback. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you like, yeah, it just looks fun. It just looks like a game you just want to play with your friends, or you can get online and like for some reason it really does give me that Rocket League vibe. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's the arenas that's giving me that vibe or
I can
like you
agree with
could bounce
that.
it off the
Yeah,
wall and yeah, this is going to be a good one for me. This is definitely a go for
I
me.
like
I'm
the
going to be into
environment
it.
changes and stuff too. Looks pretty fun. Yeah, this looks
Yeah,
like a
when you
fun.
score and like look at that, like you got water splashing up in the background and I'm there, dog. Say less. I'm there.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
wonder if
fucking
you can
cool.
create your own player. Probably can.
I hope so. That would be cool. If
Yeah.
it's a live service game, at least let you know. I hope there's some sort of like customization that you can do.
Hmm.
I mean, games like this typically need some form of monetization to for support. I'm fine with that as long as they
Excuse me.
don't swing it too far in one direction, of course. But yeah, that's actually a good callback. Like that definitely gives me like big Rocket League vibes, man. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm here for that
People
day.
need to go back to making weird,
Online
fun
football.
games.
Yeah.
We need, honestly, man. Like I will say, there's a lot of different games that we've seen. That especially the ones that me and DC have kind of talked about today. You know what? Let's just hop into The Witcher. Let's just go ahead and talk about it. Because I think we're starting to run a little long here, but that's fine. But I did want to talk about Witcher 4. Not
Ooh.
not because of the angry mob on the internet, but I'm actually very excited
But I
for
mean,
this.
if we're talking about actual lure, it's gonna be interesting. Not about the oh she's a girl bullshit, but
Yeah. So we finally got our first look at CD Projekt Red's next game. This is not a 2025 game. There is no release year, I don't think, for this yet. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this at the tail end of this generation, maybe going into the beginning of next generation. But the one thing I will say that really caught my eye about not just this game, but a lot of games that we saw announced, I feel like we're starting to finally cross that threshold into what next gen games we were hoping that they would look like, right? Not just prettier graphics, but it seems like environments and stuff are starting to look a lot more detailed, atmosphere. That's something that I really got from watching this trailer.
mm-hmm.
And I'm fucking jazzed for this, man. Like I loved Witcher 3 back in the
Ooh. He's just.
it's it's crazy to think that it's
How much?
been
I'm
almost
sorry.
10 years since Witcher 3 came out. Like it's nuts to even to say that out loud. Like that was
And
probably
it still looks so
it
damn
still,
good.
yeah, it still looks as good as it does, right? Like
God, that game is freaking beautiful.
yeah, and so they announced that this game is in full production now. I think a couple of weeks ago. So I'm pretty sure the entirety of CD Projekt Red's working on this full steam ahead. And Ciri is the main protagonist of the game. And if you played Witcher 3, I think especially the DLC, I think it's Blood and Wine. If you played any of those, like the DLC in the game itself, you can kind of see that this is where they were going anyway. That they were
Hmm.
leading to Geralt. He actually like legitimately retired from being a Witcher because he's old and tired. But I'm really excited for this. Like this shit looks actually incredible. And yeah, just like you mentioned, like there are some people who are talking about like lore issues, and sure, like I don't really know enough about the Witcher lore to comment on it, but I think everything that they've kind of talked about, especially with everything they've done for Cyberpunk, has me like incredibly excited for this game. Like, Witcher 3, you kind of had like different character builds, especially if you collected certain sets of like Witcher armor and stuff from the different schools. But I really feel like, especially like watching this trailer, Ciri has like a more varied skill set, like, magic as well as like Witcher spells that she's gonna use to hunt monsters and fight enemies and stuff. So this looks pretty cool, man. Like, what did you think about this? You played Witcher 3, right? Like you, Because I remember you were
I
playing
ain't
Dragon
played
Age a little bit at the time this released, and then you played it
because I
after,
didn't
right?
know any better. But neither here or there. But yeah, I got to the end of Witcher and then I just watched it on YouTube, not gonna lie, because I was
That's
on
okay.
this scene.
Yeah.
I was getting chased. Like I got to the end and I know I was getting like chased on a horse and I couldn't beat it and I got frustrated and then I just watched it on YouTube like I always do. But as far as my playthrough through the game, it was so much to do. I felt like
Yeah, it was a huge
even
game.
though I played through the game, I felt like I barely kind of scratched the surface a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was just so many like cool side quests and so much like Witcher. You would just get caught up riding countryside because the game is just beautiful. It's just that freaking beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And with this one, I know there's a little something going on with the lure and ladies being witchers and all that stuff. And we're not talking about this like just the stupid people online who's complaining about her being a woman, but there's actually like
I think
trials
it's
that they go through.
unprecedented. Yeah, that she's the
Yeah,
first
it's like trials and
actual
stuff that
Witcher.
they go through. Like so, I just wonder how that's gonna like. Is the story going to explain? Well, I'm pretty sure they are. That'd be a stupid question. I'm pretty sure that they are going to explain how she got to this point,
Right.
and that's going to be very interesting to me. But I'm gonna like I'm not gonna do like I did the last Witcher because I kind of like how many times I restarted that game.
Really?
It's like I'll play it, then I'll forget about it, and then I'll start playing other stuff, then I'll come back to it.
Oh, okay, sure.
Then,
yeah.
Because the thing with the Witcher is if you leave the game alone too long, then you come back to it and you're kind of lost. You're like, okay, what the hell was I doing? Let me look at these missions. What?
And combat too, you kind of have to continue to play the game, otherwise you'll forget.
So every time I would just be like, you know what? I'm gonna start over. And Witcher is a series that kind of broke my casual gaming habits, so to speak, because it makes you think. Like you have to go into these hunts and stuff. You have to prepare yourself. You have to read. You have to make sure you have the right potions, the right weapons.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to that being a casual gamer. I was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to try to outswing the bastard. I'm just going to, you know what? And I beat a lot of monsters like that, but it took a long time. But when I came back to it and I start to learn the mechanics of the game, like, okay, they tell you what you need to go into a hunt. You just got to be mindful and pay attention. Like you go around and you ask people, you find little context clues and stuff. So I really do hope that they don't go too actiony. Cause like when I'm looking at this, trailer, it gives me a feel of they're adding more action, right? Like it looks like a little more aggressive. Like I just hope that they don't get rid of that the prepping part of it because I think that
Oh yeah, I don't think
that's
that'll
very
be the case.
fun.
Yeah.
I think that's very fun once you get used to it. Once you learn that you have to prep for, and it's not just me because it's crazy. Like I read Reddit and stuff,
Yeah.
and I've spoken to people about Monster Hunter and games like The Witcher, where people was like, "Yo, this game is trash, right?" Like, but then when I have a talk with them and I explain to them like, no, man, you got to prep for this. You got to do this and that. And they'll go back and play the game and they'll be like, oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, the game teaches you that
necessary.
too. Like it takes you through that first area in Witcher 3 where it kind of
you're talking about a person who be
to...
pressing the buttons a lot, right?
No, I
Like,
mean
when
not
people
just
be
not
talking,
just you.
I just be skipping through stuff.
Oh yeah,
and
you gotta stop doing that.
No, I've been stopped doing that. But I'm saying around that time when I was first playing it.
Yeah.
Like they call me the casual for a reason. Like very casual. Like I would skip tutorials. Like just throw me in a fray. I want to fight. I want to play. I want to have fun. But now I'm a little more like, yo, read that. Stop raw dogging them settings.
Yeah, sure.
Change your controller settings. You gotta actually,
Yeah.
I have come a long way. I play games better now. I believe I play games better now.
Yeah, I mean it's a part of the natural evolution, right? And I think the thing that has me excited for this, like, I'm not necessarily worried if the combat's gonna be faster or more varied. I think it will just by the nature of her character. Because
she seems a little angry.
she has like I said, she has like magical abilities and things that a normal Witcher wouldn't have. And to comment like Winnie, what you're talking about in chat, like I think where I don't want to say they're upset, but where the criticism is starting to come in, I guess, as far as like the lore of how Witchers are created, is it typically happens when they're children. I think it was called the trial of grasses, like, how they go through that process of being turned into a Witcher. And she was not a Witcher at the end of 3. Like, she definitely was not. And I think that's a fair criticism only because we don't know anything about the story yet, right? Like, if there's anything people have to complain about, I'm more open to those types of things because we just don't know. And I'm curious to know, because like I said, I don't know a whole lot about Witcher lore and timelines and stuff. And I do know that Witcher 1 is being remade. I don't know if it's being remade by CD Projekt Red, but I would not be surprised if...
Very different kind of games too. If y'all haven't played them,
yeah, I've never played Witcher 1
at one time.
Yeah, I heard Witcher 1 did not age well, so I think I'm gonna wait for the remake whenever that does come out. But I think that is to say, like, this game, we won't see this game. I think 2026 will be generous for this. I don't suspect we'll see this anytime soon. I mean, I remember when they
very
first
linear too.
Yeah, when they first announced Cyberpunk, it was like 2014, 2013. We didn't get that game until 2020. So, the fact that they're just now moving into full production on this, like, I think it'll be like 3 years before we see this, like 2027. We'll probably
That sounds about accurate.
You know what I mean? Like, we'll be in a new gaming generation, which I'm fine with personally. So, Ciri didn't have the Witcher eyes. No, she wasn't a Witcher in 3. She was being trained as one from a young age. I don't know. And I don't know why they never went through the trial with her. And, I don't know if there was like, lore or story implications why they didn't do that with her, or if it has something to do with, her magic powers or anything like that. I just know, like, in the third game that she was being hunted down by the Wild Hunt. That's like the main story of 3 from what I remember. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. No, they're dead. Yeah, Geralt, you kill all of them when you're playing through. But I wonder if, I'm thinking that we'll get some sort of like time skip with this game, because she does look older. I think Ciri looks older than she did in 3, and I think that would be cool. I mean, they have confirmed that Geralt's going to be in the game, but I kind of see him being more as like a mentor character, kind of like Vesemir was for him. I think that's where we'll kind of get the games kind of will go. I hope anyway. So I'm just pretty excited. You think she's mimicking being a Witcher? No. Like, in this trailer here, where is it? When they show her eyes, she has the eyes of a Witcher in this trailer, and they've confirmed that she is a full-blood Witcher. Because even at certain point, she drinks like that drink, and it, like, there's certain like potions and stuff that Witchers make that you can drink that'll enhance their abilities. So she's 100% a Witcher in this game.
I really wonder what the hell the story is with her.
Yeah. So we just don't know. Like, nobody, this right here. So when she drinks this drink here, like, her eyes are like that yellowish gold color. They kind of change right there to that black. Yeah.
Basically, that's
and only
like
Witchers can drink. Yeah. Only Witchers can drink those potions they make.
That's like Witcher 4 Loco.
Okay. Okay. All right. We're done here. Here, NW, I'll show you in the beginning of the trailer when they first take her hood off. And like I said, the developers themselves have confirmed that she is a Witcher. So it's not like ambiguous or, let's see. I'll show you this before we move on.
So that means that they have a story.
Yeah, there's something going on
she's gonna
with
have
the story.
A story.
Yeah, here.
To where she
look at her eyes here. So she's definitely a Witcher. 100%. So,
and I think she's pretty.
So yeah, I think the game's gonna be dope. I'm excited for it. Want to see more. Probably won't see more for a long time. But that's Witcher 4, man. All right, I think we got enough time for one more each. I think.
Oh yeah, I thought you'd never ask.
All right. Okay.
Well, I'm looking on my list here.
I already know the last one I'm gonna talk about.
Oh my God, I have like 6 left, but I'll go through them all real quick at the end. But I'll just pick one.
Because we are going over quite a bit today, and I know this file is going to be huge. So
that's fine. We got space. I've bought space. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Warframe. Let's go there.
Warframe.
Warframe. I think that Warframe does whatever the hell they want, and I love it.
What did they show? I don't remember.
Warframe takes you back. What was the name of it? Damn, the actual preview. It takes you like back in time to like 1999, and it's very modern. It's crazy.
Warframe 1999. Okay.
Yeah, like they just like it's very just.
I did not see this at all.
It's insane. Like I just like the balls on these guys. Like they just kind of.
So wait.
Supposed to, well, it's supposed to help explain a lot of the lore from what I was understanding.
Okay, sure.
It kind of takes you back to where it all began, and you kind of learn a lot about. Because let's be honest, I'm gonna be 100% with y'all. I played a lot of Warframe, and I could not tell you what the hell or what the hell it was about.
So
all I know was,
is it in the same like gameplay style, or is this more like a single player?
No, it's in the same gameplay style. It's just like it's very like you're riding around on motorcycles and you're in the city and like it just looks like a regular game. Because you know how Warframe is just very futuristic.
Yeah.
Places like here, you're in a city and
from my understanding, just throw that bike at him. Oh man.
From my understanding, it's supposed to like bring the lure into like full circle. Like it's supposed to explain a lot of what happened. So
okay, sure.
Get a grasp on what's going on in the present Warframe.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I mean, it looks interesting. Basically, this is a reference to Digital Extreme's original game, Dark Sector. Oh, okay, so this is like a homage or something like that. I mean, hey, this game's for somebody. Not necessarily for me. I tried Warframe, man.
I don't play Warframe. I could care less about the story.
Yeah.
All I want to do is build up my characters to unstoppable forces of bullshit, and then I leave. I do it every time. I just make a very strong character, then I stop playing it. Like that's what but it's been a while. Warframe is definitely hard to keep up with. Like if I was trying to introduce you to it,
I tried to play it with you some years ago, and
it may not be that appealing, but basically just think about Warframe as you get these like suits, and then basically you're just trying to build the ultimate suit of destruction. That's what I
think what turned me off from Warframe, from what I remember, is like when you craft and you have to you have like a timer on craft and stuff, or you can pay to like those type of things in games just really don't appeal to me. And I mean, I'm not saying the game's battering, because I know that Warframe has a huge community, and a lot of people like it. But you know what I mean? Destiny was garbage. I don't think you can really compare the two. I don't really think you can compare the two.
They not ready for that conversation. When I used to play a lot of Warframe, I always thought that Destiny like really dropped the ball on a lot of shit. Like the problem was Warframe didn't look as polished as Destiny, so a lot of people wrote it off.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the mechanics in Warframe is 10 times better than the shit that you got in Destiny. Hands down.
Some of the suits abilities and stuff were cool. Like I think like the character customization and that stuff was fun.
But dog, trust me, from a person who put in hours, like it's so much customization. Like you barely just scratch the surface. Like it's so much you can do in Warframe. It's overwhelming. I'm not gonna even lie. It's over. That's why I say like when you're introducing somebody new to the game, it's kind of a lot to take in.
I gotcha.
But yeah, NW, I'm with you, man. Like when it comes to the customizations and stuff, it's very deep. Like you gotta I remember just spending hours looking up shit on the computer because I just did not know what I was doing because it was so much going on. But
yeah,
if you could mesh the two together, like I think you would get the perfect game. If you could mesh Destiny and Warframe together, you have the perfect game. But that's neither here or there.
Yeah.
But I just thought the concept of 1999 was pretty cool. Like the fact that, and then you got to think about the studio who makes Warframe and the fact that they're still around. And
Yeah,
this
digital
game
stream
has
is
been going on
huge.
for how long? Has this game been going on? Like 12 years.
I was gonna say 10 plus years easily at this point, and they're working on something else called Soulframe, right? I think that looks kind of interesting. It looks a little bit more slower pace, a little bit more like deliberate combat. But yeah, digital extreme, they're not going anywhere. Like they still have what is it called, TennoCon every year, I think, like their big convention.
Yeah, that's a big thing too.
Yeah,
Warframe is cult like. Like people love the people who play that game love that game. Like,
oh yeah,
and they constantly pushing out content too. Like every 3-4 months, Warframe, whether it's something big or small, content is constantly coming out for that game.
that's cool. I mean, hey, like I said, man, if I'll watch somebody play it. I don't think Warframe is a great game to stream as far as watchability, especially if you're not really like in tune with the community. But yeah, I definitely missed this 100%. I didn't see this at all. I mean, it looks cool though. Like, I'm happy for you guys. I'm not gonna yuck your yum. Like if you guys play it, let me know what you think.
No yum yucking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's been a while. I might play it just to see what's up because I always do that with Warframe.
Yeah.
Whether it's on the low or not, like I might not tell nobody, but every once in a while,
you get the itch.
I peek in to see what they doing.
Yeah.
I go to Reddit, check out the community
For sure. Yeah.
see what's new. I download it, dip my big toe in, and then I get overwhelmed, and I'm like, you know what? I'm too behind, and I delete that shit. But salute to my Warframies. You know what I'm saying?
Warframies.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. So yeah, that's Warframe 1999.
Oh wait, it's not just NW. We got 2 Warframies in the building. Weenie, big Weenie.
That'd be cool. Yeah, you guys should
Weenie,
do that, man. Jump
I
into
feel
some
bad
frames.
I be owing like Weenie some gameplays, but
Just call him a bad friend, Weenie.
shambles, bro.
Just call him.
I am a bad friend. I'm sorry, Weenie. I suck.
Let's call him a bad friend. It's okay. All right,
I suck.
it's the last game I'm gonna talk about. So like I said, we are running way over, but that's fine. I definitely wanted to talk about Naughty Dog's next game. I feel like we kind of definitely have to talk about this before we go. This brand new franchise.
Antagonist.
They're calling it
protagonist.
Yes, yeah, protagonist. Yeah, brand new franchise. They didn't call it a game. It says a brand new franchise called Intergalactic: The Heretic Project.
And Naughty Dog don't miss, so I'm looking forward to this. I think
irregardless of what people say online and Twitter and stuff, like Naughty Dog is one of the best studios. Like, period.
And you're gonna buy it, so shut the fuck up.
Like, there's no way
you're gonna buy it.
Yeah, I'm honestly really interested in this game just because I like the look of it. And doing a little bit of research after this game was revealed, they dropped some information about the game itself and how it's inspired by things like Akira and Cowboy Bebop, so like that 80s kind of retro future style. And I even heard that Neil Druckmann, the game director, talked to gosh, what is his name? I think it's Fede Alvarez, the guy who directed the latest Aliens movie. So I wonder if they're gonna have any sort of like horror kind of mechanics. So
Look.
yeah, I mean, this game looks like beautiful, man. Like, there's no way, right? Like,
look at her shaving that bald head.
Like,
you shaved that head.
Like, this game looks absolutely incredible, man. Like, visually stunning. It definitely piqued my interest as far as the story goes. You're playing this bounty hunter here. I forget her name off the top of my head, but you're searching for someone near a planet that hasn't had communication with the outside world in like a few hundred years. And it seems like she's, just trying to track them down for money, or, maybe there's some sort of revenge plot going on here. Who knows? But I mean, like I said, man, like whenever they release games, like people pay attention, and I'm definitely paying attention because, Last of Us 2 emotionally drained me. Like, if you guys ever, if you guys never listened to our breakdown that we did of Last of Us 2 a few years ago.
Oh my God, episode 28.
Yeah, it's definitely worth listening to, I think. And
I might repost that just to.
I think it's a good idea, actually. I mean, because it was just, Naughty Dog does things with whether you like it or not for the story. Like I enjoy playing their games that they make now because You
She
know,
looks so cool.
they pull you in. Yeah, like the games pull you in, and there's like an all-star cast of voice actors and people who work. Like, look at her face. Like, come on, man. Like, that shit is crazy. Like, this is what I was talking about. Like with next gen games. Like, and if I'm thinking what I'm thinking, this game is gonna hit at the tail end of the PS5 generation. I could definitely see that because there's no release year for this at all. Just like Last of Us 2 when it first was announced, it dropped in 2019. You know, the year before the PlayStation 5 released. So I kind of see that happening again here with Rockstar. I mean, not Rockstar, Jesus, with Naughty Dog. But yeah, Last of Us 2 was an emotional game. Like it, like I said, people can either like or dislike the story, but the fact that, and I think I mentioned this in that episode, like the fact that they had people talking about the story from both ends of the spectrum, I think they got what they wanted. Nobody agreed. I don't even think we agreed on some things, but I think that makes great storytelling in my opinion.
It made controversy. I mean, conversations were had definitely about that game because
Yeah, absolutely.
it questioned the morality of just human nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like revenge. Like at the end of the day, like is it really worth it? Like, is it really worth it? It kept the cycle of just killing. Like, look, I kill you, you kill my people, I kill your people, and it just never ending. Like, and I think that's pretty much the gist of the conversation everyone was having. Like, who was in the right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Abby or was it
Yeah,
So,
and I mean I think that was the point, and I will say like people were talking about like product placement and so, like some of the real world companies being put in this. It's like if you guys know anything about like Akira or Cowboy Bebop or any of like that 80s retro future aesthetic, there's usually and always has been like commentary on capitalism and its place in society in the future and how companies
this game is bought
essentially are running those types of wars. I mean, even go watch Blade Runner, like, and that, the type of shit that people were saying, like, it just blows my mind. Like, you can even go back and play Metal Gear Solid, commentary on capitalism. He did that too, like, but people held him as a genius. So you see other games do this, and this is the type of reaction that you get, which I think is kind of disingenuous, personally. But I'm excited for this.
You know what I like about this? I love when you have, I don't know if, to be honest with you, I don't know if she's an antagonist, protagonist. We don't really know what she is, right? But
no, we just know she's a bounty hunter. That's it.
What I like about this is she doesn't look very threatening. And I'm saying this in a good way. Like, she kind of just looked like your everyday run of the mill, just like worker. I'm just working to get by. Like, if you really look at her character and her character design, she doesn't look like overpowering. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like that. To me, that kind of have an appeal to it. Like, even when she's fighting, when it goes to the scene where she pulls out her sword, she's fighting the big robot.
Yeah,
it almost looked like she's over her head, so to speak, and that brings like this kind of just human aspect to it. Like, it's not this overpowered Super Saiyan type shit, you know what I'm saying, where she's this ultra like badass. It's just like, I'm just this bounty hunter. I'm just trying to get paid because my ship need a new combobulator so I can get over. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
She looks like an everyday individual, and all the hoopla on the internet and stuff really didn't. It, like, to me, I'm just weird because like, the more people like bitch and complain about stuff, it makes me like it even more. Like, I'm one of them. So what is it? Contrarian, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, look at the leather jacket. Like, the aesthetics of her being is very, very cool to me. Like,
yeah, I think it's fire. Like, and
it does give me that Cowboy Bebop-ish kind of vibe too.
I think the aesthetic
cool.
is
like,
great.
Look at her.
Yeah. And like I said, guys, to our audio listeners, please go watch these trailers because the musical score in this game is probably my favorite thing about this trailer. Honestly, like I think it's like God, it is absolutely fucking incredible, and I think they have another banger on their hands.
This game is gonna be one of them ones for sure.
Yeah, like 100%.
And y'all gonna buy it. All the little crybaby bitches.
Hey man, I'm gonna just say this, guy. I told DC I was not gonna talk about this shit on the podcast.
No, let's do it.
If you don't want to play a girl in a video game because of the way she looks, don't play the game. Nobody cares about your fucking opinions on the internet. Just don't play it. Easy.
And I don't understand.
Simple.
Like,
just don't fucking play the game.
Why does the girl what? Well, why does it matter what she looked like? Are you dating the fucking game?
Like, at the end of the day,
weirdos?
it's pixels on a fucking screen. It's polygons on a screen. Don't.
Unless it's Pan Am, then I understand.
Okay. Anyway.
I'm sorry. It's lit. Pan Am is forever my video game.
Yeah, Darkstar. I wish we had more time. I think we do actually need to end the podcast because we're going on.
Yes, long. We do gotta. Basically, we never finish these things, but we always tell you. And she got on Adidas, so she had to travel to Earth.
It's not a can of worms, man. It's pretty black and white NW, but we'll leave it there, man. We'll leave it there.
But hey, look, we always end these things like this because we never have enough time to talk about everything. So we always encourage you guys, go watch it on YouTube.
Please.
And then come to the Discord. And if you would like to talk about it in the Discord, we can have more discourse. I'm always open to talk about video games. So please go check out the Game Awards because I think it was well done this year. We got some awesome announcements. And it was just all around pretty dope, man. And watch Snoop Dogg just fucking, do another side quest in life,
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot more games that we couldn't get to. That we'll probably talk about it during. If you guys are hanging out in chat, we can continue the conversation we're having, man. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out for episode 215 of the Super Weapon Podcast. As we wind down this year, man, I don't suspect there will be any more major news coming out. I could be wrong, of course. But we appreciate you guys nonetheless, man. Everybody who shows up, hangs out, listens, even if you can't make it every episode, man, we appreciate y'all being here and hanging out with us. I don't have anything. Like I said, we are going pretty long, so I'll just keep this short, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you next week. You can find me everywhere, Darius the Artist. Find me on Twitter, Darius the Artist, where E is a 3. You got the floor, man.
Hey, well, since we ran over real long, we might as well just keep on going, right? Hey, no, maybe not. All right.
We are at 1 hour and 29 minutes right now.
Oh, that ain't shit, man. We in there. But anyway, hey, guys, everything Darius said, thanks for hanging out with us. The foundation is in the building. We love you guys. It's always good to see our good guy NW. He comes swinging through every once in a while with his hot dogs and, chili, chili dogs. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, please, please, please go check out the awards. Hit us back in the Discord. Also, we got the YouTube shorts going up, baby. My shorts are doing numbers, baby. I'm going to drop a few today. And that's all I got to say. Hey, have a good Saturday, guys. If you want to chill and kick it with us, I don't know what Darius is about to play, but we are about to do that.
Some video games, man. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you guys are in chat, hang around. We're going to play some games, and we'll see you next time.
Peace. Peace. Go Lions. Peace.
Fuck Falcons. Peace.